Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TV Talk with Natasha and Kimberly. I am Natasha, aka Natty Willie, and say hi, Kimberly.
Hello.
And I am finally going to get to talk about Once Upon a Time with my co-host Kim, because I've been wanting to talk about it all season. And we have some guests. Say hello, Antonio.
Hey guys, Antonio here.
And say hello to Michelle.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So we'll start out with what happened way back in the beginning of the season, and move our way to what happened this past Sunday, which was awesome, by the way. We're kind of flailing a little bit, even though guilty, I have not seen the movie yet, but we'll talk about that later. So Kim, what do you think of the first half of the season?
Honestly, that's where it lost my entire family. They stopped watching it. They just with Neverland, and it got kind of trying for me. Like after a certain amount of time, I was like, I'm ready for this story to be over. It seemed like it dragged on for a very long time. Like I like where they went with it, and I liked a lot of the twists, like Rumpel's father being Peter Pan. That was like, I didn't see that coming. But it just felt like, honestly, it felt like that was an entire season.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even feel like half a season. It felt like that was an entire season, and it just, I don't know. I think it was a little too much time in Neverland, but that's just my opinion. I stayed with it. My parents and my sister unfortunately fell off.
All right, Antonio, what did you think?
I enjoyed the Neverland storyline. I think we got more of a background with, Rumpel's story, rather than him just being, oh, I'm the dark one, I'm the dark one. That kind of got kind of boring after the first two seasons, so it was good to see, what he went through as a kid, and that's part of the reason why he's the way he is.
And Michelle?
Neverland was okay. Peter Pan got under my skin a little bit. Almost as bad as Joffrey from Game of Thrones. That was the hatred I had for Pan. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's kudos to the actor Robbie Kay. I definitely enjoyed him as Pan. In fact, it added another dynamic when it was revealed that he was actually Rumpel's dad. It felt a little awkward for me at first, but then I was like, okay, I can get behind that. And so what got on my nerves, unfortunately, was Henry. Like, he started off with so much promise in the premiere. Like, he was pretty much telling, I just totally forgot about those two guys' names. Was it,
You mean the two people working for Peter Pan that didn't know that they were working for Peter Pan?
Yes, that didn't even know that they were working for Peter Pan. And
Michael.
Is it Michael? And, why can't
It's Wendy's brother, so you have to remember the story. So Michael and John?
Oh, no, you're talking about the other two. We're talking about the people that kidnapped Henry.
We're talking about the people that kidnapped Henry.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't really like them in season 2, that I just totally forgot their names. But anyways, just the fact that he called them out, like, you didn't even know who you were working for, like, that actually showed that he actually could think. But later on, right near the mid-season finale, when he just totally gave his heart to Pan, I was just like, you dummy. Like, I just want to swat you away right now, just because that was just the dumbest thing, even though your mama done told you don't do it. Like, she's saying that for a reason. You might want to listen to her. I know that you're mad at her a little bit, but she wouldn't just dog you out like that and just say, it's not a good idea, because it was not a good idea.
Tamara, and who's the guy's name? I don't remember. Tamara.
Yeah, Tamara and what's his face? Because Tamara
What's his
killed
face?
my boy August, and now he's a little boy as Pinocchio when I really would have preferred him as a man. I'm just saying. So I'm mad at her for that, and I'm glad that she's gone because Rumpel took care of it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think that what bothered me the most was like Pan for me because I really liked the story of Peter Pan. He was too old. I felt like he was way too old to be Peter Pan. Because Peter Pan's supposed to be like young, and that kid was obviously at least 18. Peter Pan's supposed to be like 10 or 11, I think, around that age, maybe 12, but not 18.
I didn't like that they made Peter Pan a bad guy.
I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it's a huge twist on the Peter Pan thing because usually it's Hook that's the bad guy. It's like, well, if Hook's there, is Peter
And
Pan
who's
the
the
bad
bad
guy?
Yeah. Well, I feel like this. Oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. No,
I was
go
saying-
ahead, Michelle.
But it's like they are making Hook a good guy, so I see why they did it. I guess because I'm still nostalgic about the stories that I grew up with, that I was like, Peter Pan should not be a bad guy. But then I like Hook as a good guy. So, I mean, you want your cake and you want to eat it too, so.
But they're good at that. I mean, Red Riding Hood is not supposed to be the wolf too, but she is, and they
And I
like
love that twist.
twisting that. I mean, it didn't surprise me that they made him the bad guy. I just still felt like he was way too old. But I guess if you're going to make him that bad and cunning, to have a 10-year-old do it is just creepy. And so maybe that's why they made him older, or I don't know.
Yeah, I probably would have been uncomfortable if he was 10 years old and he was like playing actually someone's father. That would have been creepy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as much as I love the twist, at the same time, I would have been just as happy if he wasn't Rumpel's dad. If he was just Peter Pan as the bad guy and not related to anybody. Because, I mean, let's be for real, that family is already twisted enough as it is. We don't need any more family drama. But at the same time, I mean, even though we'll get into it in a little bit, Zelena was another bad guy, and she was Regina's sister at the same time. I'm like, she could have been just as good as just a bad guy.
Messed up family tree.
Yeah, I know.
Messed up family tree.
If I was Henry, I would not want to have kids because you have no idea how that's going to turn out.
If I was Henry, I'd want to go back to New York.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's older than his uncle right now. I mean, that's just I've always felt uncomfortable. Like if that happened to me, like I would have been totally uncomfortable if that happened to me.
If you were older than your uncle
or aunt, even that's just weird.
I have friends. I grew up around that. I have friends who are like that. Like, actually, that's kind of my family because my mom's oldest sister was 16 when my mom was born. So,
yeah.
Like, her great niece is the same age as me, and my sister, my aunt, and my grandmother were pregnant at the same time.
Awkward.
Awkward.
It's not weird to me because
I would just feel weird about it. But I mean, if I know someone, yeah, I'll be like, okay, but I'm just weird about it. I'm sorry.
So I grew up around it, so it's like, yeah, that didn't even faze me.
Can we talk about
what?
Go ahead. We'll talk about Tinkerbell. Yeah, let's talk about Tinkerbell.
Yeah, what did you guys think about her? Because I'm so used to her being tiny, and she wasn't very helpful in the beginning either. She was kind of just like
my thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Antonio.
Oh well, when she was a fairy, she was tiny.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I thought her story was pretty interesting. It was a twist. I mean, if Peter Pan's a bad guy, it's kind of like, what is Tinkerbell? Because they're like 2 and 2. Can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
I'm at Tinkerbell right now.
You are well. You know what? I think it's interesting. I think the twist with her and Regina was interesting. Like
Yes, I did like that whole backstory with her past with Regina. I did like that. Although I do feel like she was still underutilized as a character, just because so much was going on. I mean, Emma was still feeling like, oh, still feel like an orphan, even though my parents are Snow White and Prince Charming, and they're like badasses, and I still feel like I'm an orphan.
Yeah. I was liking Tinkerbell up until the season finale.
Although, I mean, I wouldn't have minded if she actually hooked up with Hook. Like, if that was like a relationship, I would have gotten behind that just as much as I'm behind him and Emma right now. Like, I wouldn't have minded, even though that's still kind of awkward, just because of his relationship with Neil. Like, he knew him as a kid. That's just weird. Still, just this weird family dynamic. I'm just like, and he had an affair with his mama. Like, that's just weird to me.
That is kind of weird.
Well, then how old is Hook then?
Yeah, he's a little old, but gosh darn, he's still hot.
Well, but if he knew Neil as a kid and then he met older Neil, how old is he?
He didn't age in Neverland, right?
No, he didn't age in Neverland, and he also didn't age, I guess, with everyone else when they were part of that. He was outside of the curse. Like, they were still in a bubble for 28 years, so he didn't really age much either.
I don't remember. He and his brother were like on those ships, so I'm thinking in the 1700s maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell because this doesn't follow.
I think it was like early 1800s.
Yeah, something like that. It just.
Although,
Hold on, real quick.
I did enjoy Hook's backstory with his brother and actually how he became a pirate. Like, I did enjoy that episode. Again, probably a lot more than the actual Neverland story. It was kind of like the side stories that were happening, like the backstories, again, with Hook and actually with Rumple. Like, those backstories were actually the more interesting episodes than actually what was happening in Neverland until Regina actually kicked butt just a little bit. I did feel like this was Rumple and Regina's season overall, just for them being redeemed, so to speak. And I actually like that, even though there's still a gray area with them. I like the fact that there's still a gray area with them, because they can be bad when they need to be, and they could be, they could fight for a good cause when they need to, too. So.
Agreed. So, go ahead, Antonio.
I've grown to love Regina.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's like my favorite now. I
love
Regina. Jump ahead, but when we get to that, I'm gonna rant a little bit. But
I am too.
We're all gonna rant.
We're all gonna rant.
Right. We're all just gonna be. All you're gonna hear is like.
This is why I'm mad at Tinkerbell. This is the reason I'm mad at Tinkerbell.
Okay, well, no, don't make me jump ahead. But let's go to the whole Oz thing.
Wait, let's talk about just real briefly the mid-season finale. How tear-jerking was that? I was actually tear-jerking a little bit, just a little bit, when he sacrificed himself. And I actually had a theory before the season popped off again about how they were going to bring Rumple back, and I was just a little bit. I felt like the way that they brought him back, I'm not feeling that. But go ahead.
I just knew he was coming back, so it didn't faze me, because I was like, they can't take away Rumple because they will lose half of their viewership right there. So I knew he was coming back. I wasn't necessarily that worried about it, but yeah, it was really heartfelt, and I felt bad for Belle watching that, and then
I did. Yeah, just because of them trying to build up their relationship again. And I do feel like Rumple was actually kind of redeemed a little bit with his cowardness. I'm sorry, I just keep on talking.
Michelle's like, no. Go ahead, Michelle.
I'm sorry, I cannot ship
Rumple.
And that is her. No, that is like a father. I just cannot ship them. I have tried. I have tried. I was like, yay. And I'm just like, no, I cannot. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, and like I saw your live tweets of someone was looking for that more of them. Is it Bumple they call it?
I have no idea. I've never looked at it.
It's Rumpel. It's Rumpel.
Rumpel. I'm like, they're like, I need more Rumpel. I'm like, no, you don't. You really don't. You don't realize it, but you don't want that. She does not want that. And they're forcing this man on her, bless her heart.
Oh, age is just a number in Once Upon a Time.
Apparently.
You know what though? But like I've seen them at Pele Fest, like not this year, but last year. She was leaning like toward like body language wise, they get along. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I mean, he could be married and whatever, but they're friendly. You can tell. So when I was like looking at it, because back then I was not used to that. I'm like, no, I can't. Even when I was watching them, I was like, no, I can't. I have the same problem that you do. Now I've kind of just gotten numb to the fact. So I've accepted it.
Oh.
But I totally get where you're coming from.
That is her pawpaw.
Stop it.
But I don't like Neil, guys. You know what it is?
What?
Yeah,
what?
I know.
What is wrong with you?
True Blood, first season, got on my nerves, and I haven't been able to get. I can't. Every time I look at him, that's all I see.
You can't get. You don't like Neil?
No.
She doesn't like Michael Raymond James. That's what she doesn't like.
Right.
Like you
I
don't
remember
like
him
Bellfire?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw True Blood at first season, and I haven't liked him since. And I guess that's a credit to him, but it's sticking with me.
Oh, well, see, I didn't start watching True Blood till last season, so.
No, well, so what you're saying is his character from True Blood has rubbed you so much the wrong way that when he got on Once Upon a Time, you're like, I can't handle it.
Right? Exactly. That's why I said it's a credit to that actor because he did his job on True Blood, but unfortunately, it's ruined me looking at him in other pictures. It happens all the time. Every time I see him, I'm like, argh! You know, I have that reflex. So kudos to him as an actor. I can't get past it.
So his character as Neil just could not push through enough for you to see past his True Blood character.
I was happy when he was gone.
I will admit I shipped Emma and Hook more than I shipped Emma and Neil.
There's that too.
I did too. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so let's just get into the Oz storyline, just because, granted, he tried to heal his relationship with his dad pretty much in the first half of the season, but the second half was just like freaking crazy because, yeah, let's just start off. The mid-season premiere, I thought, started with a bang. Zelena just came on the scene, and I love your character. I wanted to learn more about her. I knew that she was jealous of Regina, and just the fact that she was just so powerful, and she just had this plan, and she was going to execute it no matter what. Like, I just had to give her props for that, and that's kudos to Bex Mader. I think she did a wonderful job as the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, she did. I can't remember. Okay, here's this weird thing about me, and I don't even know who owns the story of The Wizard of Oz, but I can't really watch. I've like seen it once because like it creeps me out a little bit, kind of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It like makes me feel like I'm on drugs or something. Just because like with the the little like creatures and like the yellow brick road, and I get really freaked out. And flying monkeys, I'm like, I don't like watching this. But wasn't she's supposed to be like the Wicked Witch of the West and like East? Weren't they related or something?
They were supposed to be sisters.
Yeah, they're sisters.
So
and the South and the North were sisters. Yeah, no. Instead, they didn't make this like that. They made her sister with Regina instead of with the Wicked Witch of the. And the East wasn't wicked. Like she's the only. Well, that's later you find out, but I'm jumping ahead. But
yeah,
there's only one Wicked Witch. Let's put it that way.
I feel bad. You know what? She made me feel bad for her character instead of hate her. Like I felt bad for her. I didn't dislike her. Even especially that really uncomfortable scene with her and Rumple. It was very uncomfortable to watch, but I felt bad for her because I felt like she just wanted somebody to value her. Yeah. It was like, oh.
I was like, she just want her mother to keep her.
Oh.
I did like that backstory, yes, I did.
Her stepfather was, yeah, that was toxic. That's what sent her over the edge.
You know what? I'm hating on the stepdad. You know why? Because even as a baby, she saved your butt, and then you're hating on her like her entire life. I'm sorry, but you had to go.
Yeah. She had an unfortunate life. It's kind of sad, actually. And what is Cora like? Did Cora have... I'm trying to remember, because we did see backstories on Cora, but was she ever that... I know she got powerful because she got training, but she produced some very powerful children. Yeah. And it had to come from her because they had different fathers.
You know, for the longest time, I thought Zelena was Rumpel's kid.
Me too.
Yeah.
That was what that's what I immediately thought, especially since she was so powerful. But apparently, no, he was a gardener in the king's palace.
Who didn't mean anything to the episode.
She fell for the oldest trick ever.
I saw it coming a mile away. I was like, really?
Right?
You're gonna fall for that?
Oh.
I was like, dang, Cora, you were that naive as a kid? I thought you had street smarts.
I was like, you not seeing where you work?
I did feel bad for her, though, because, like I said, the whole Massive Family Tree is like, oh, so Snow's dad was going to marry Cora? And now you figure out, oh, so this is why Cora wanted her, dead.
Yeah, pretty much. And the king.
It's not that simple. It is not as simple as Snow White thinking her parents were the good people, and it is just kind of like a rude awakening for her, I thought. But that episode where she finds out and Cora's a ghost and stuff like that, the relationship between Snow White and Regina in that episode, I was so happy. I was like, ooh, layers. Layers to people, layers to the... You know how I feel about character building, so when you got to see that vulnerability of Regina, and Snow White is always vulnerable. She's always wears her heart on her sleeve. So, they're kind of come to understanding. I was so happy.
Okay, so I have a question. Maybe I don't remember from earlier seasons. Okay, so Cora was gonna marry him, and that's Zelena's father. No, that was going to be Selena's stepfather. But then Snow White's mother married her, so that was Snow White's mom and dad, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because Miss Snow's mom told the king about Cora's indiscretion. Okay. Yeah.
So, does Regina marry him later?
Marry who?
Was Regina her stepmom?
Yes.
So she marries the same man that...
See
how this is tangled?
I need somebody to draw me.
She married to someone her mom wanted.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna do that. Let's all sit down and do that. Let's do a little kind of diagram of the family tree and post it on the website.
Because maybe I'm missing something, because I'm like, and then who is Cora's dad? I mean, not Cora, but who is Regina's dad? I remember him, she killing him, but who is he?
That's Cora's second husband.
Did we see, but we don't have a backstory on him.
Not really. I don't think so.
Not yet.
So all we really saw him was first season when she decided to kill him for the curse.
Yeah, and I also remember that episode. I could have sworn that there was another, the king that ordered Cora to do to spin the straw into gold. I thought that was the son that was her second marriage. Like, I thought that was the second marriage. Like, his
Yeah,
son.
I think so, because his son was, like, nice, right? He wasn't a jerk like his father. I think that was him. I think we did see that backstory.
Just a little bit. Like, you didn't see much of him, but you knew that he was, like, soft-spoken. He was, like, just nice overall. Like, he wasn't, like, super hardcore like his dad.
And he had stature.
Yeah, he had stature. And so was Snow's mom married at the time? Because it seemed like she was still snooping around trying to get married. So that's where I'm confused. And I just thought about that.
And another confusion is, so Cora said her mother made her marry him, so you knew that you was going to marry him back in the day when you made your daughter marry this man. Right?
Awkward.
Yes.
This family tree and relationship tree I'm looking at is really confusing.
It's borderline incest.
It is, but do not worry. Don't ruin my world of make-believe, okay? Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, let's just get back to the Oz story at hand. We all feel for Zelena because she got treated like, poo, and Rumpel did not help matters.
Well, in my opinion, she got what she deserved. She really did. I kind of did not. I really did not feel that bad for her. Like, you're gonna let your jealousy for everyone just ruin yourself. What did her dad say? Like, put the mask on. I mean, I like how they implemented how she turned green.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
She was
like
green
that.
with envy.
I thought
that's so classic, and it was just so simple that I was like, yeah, I can get behind that.
The Dorothy storyline was weak to me.
Yeah, it kind of was, but I mean, it makes sense. Like, she would pretend she was melting because who would melt from water? Like, I never believed that. And then when I saw like the musical Wicked, I was like, oh, that makes sense. She was like begging me because, like, seriously, water.
Yeah, so they kind of used both of the. Not the book, but the musical, it made sense that they would use the ending for, maybe I'm spoiling it, I don't know. The musical has been around for a while now. If you have not seen the musical, I feel sorry for you. It's a good musical.
And the book's out, too.
So, I mean...
I haven't seen Wicked, I'm sorry.
That's a shame.
Although, I'm not going to lie...
Did it come to Houston? I don't remember.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, just it did.
It's gone everywhere.
It was in San Diego like 2 years ago. In fact, I saw it for the first time 2 years ago. So I was kind of in the same boat as you. Although I still knew what happened because I had read the book and they changed the ending.
The book was kind of not suitable for everybody.
Yeah. On that note, but anyways... Back to the storyline where how she turned green, and I do agree, Antonio. She couldn't let go, so she paid for it, unfortunately, with her life, because the one thing you can't do with Rumpel is, either really hurt someone that he loves or kill him, and yeah, you had to go.
If you want to survive, don't cross Rumpel.
Exactly.
Just don't.
Well, Rumpel's a liar, pants on fire.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate him lying to Belle because she's the only one that sticks up for him and loves him, and I'm sickened with him right now.
And that's why that this relationship will not last, and she will see that it was all she didn't need to be with Paw anyway.
Okay, in Rumpel's defense, he just got manipulated by a really good witch. As much as you love someone, that person is still vulnerable for getting your dagger taken. I'm sorry, but the best person to protect the dagger is himself, because he's been able to do it for several years now. But I understand he probably shouldn't have done what he did as far as offering it, but he wanted to, I guess, propose to the woman, so I guess that was his only way to propose to the woman. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense at all. If he wanted to keep it, he should keep it. If you feel like you're the only person that protected, because she tried to give it back to him. She was like, I don't want this responsibility. And he's, I mean, girl.
Yeah. Also, in his defense, he did tell Zelena, I am going to kill you.
Yeah.
He made that promise. I'm going to kill you.
Antonio.
It's the truth. He said it.
It is the truth. He said it. It's not like he didn't say it.
What a horrible way to, like, die. She was just so, like, and
you
there
know what?
it is.
I don't know. I mean, I feel there's still a way for her to come back. I mean, it may be slim, but I think gosh darn it, if they can bring Rumple back the way they did, they can bring Zelena back.
She's too powerful.
She's too powerful.
For her to be, like, defeated just like that.
That person we saw at the end is going to overpower all that, so that didn't matter.
Oh my god.
Well, don't jump ahead.
Let's not jump ahead.
No, I'm just letting you know why Zelena's not coming back. That's just why. Because of the awesome, so.
Let me tell you about, so let's talk about this season finale, because
let's rant a little bit. Let's rant a little bit about Emma.
Emma.
And like, what, Butterfingers? That's what I call her. She's just like the clumsiest person on the face of the earth.
Who?
Emma! It's like, okay, I'm just going to, like, step on a freaking branch and ruin everything. Like, it's, oh my god, you don't understand. I was sitting there watching this, and I was like, this is just horrific. I'm so angry. And then even Hook was like, he was like, Natasha, sigh. You know, I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, it's her fault, because she went running into it like freaking Ryan from The Following, like, I don't care what I'm running into, I'm just going to run in there and see what's going on, and bam, that's what happens, you know, and Hook, being the nice, attractive man that he is like, I'm not going to let her go by herself, and...
You know what? I feel like if it wasn't for Hook, things would have been a lot worse.
Right?
I'm say that right now.
She would have died.
She would have disappeared, all right? She would not be the savior anymore. Oh my gosh.
I love Hook. I love Hook. Hook saves the day.
You don't
like told you to leave that woman alone, and you didn't listen. Actually, unfortunately, I couldn't quite figure it out. I just knew that it was really bad, the fact that Emma wanted to save her. I didn't get it at first until Chrissy, shout out to Chrissy, she told me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that happened. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they kind of foreshadowed that.
I thought it was going to be an evil woman. I was like, ooh, what evil person is she? Yay, evil. And then, I mean, I was really surprised all the way up to the scene, and I was like, no.
They did hit it. They did hit it.
They really did.
I should have seen it.
I didn't see it.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking Emma should not screw this up anymore as far as trying to get her parents to fall in love with each other.
And you know
I think I was more focused on that at the moment than just like, I just knew that it was going to be bad, her saving, Marion, but I also knew that it was just as bad if she didn't hurry up and fix getting her parents to fall in love. Otherwise, she will not exist. Otherwise, Henry would not exist. Regina would not have found at least a little bit of happiness with Henry. So, I mean, I just wanted to throw something at the TV.
And this is why, as soon as it happened, I was like, darn it, Tinkerbell, you said destined. Destined.
Yes, I said the same thing.
You are not a true fairy. You are not a true fairy. And this is why you lost your wings and your dust, because you tell lies. Lies. Because you said she was destined to find happiness forever with the man with the tattoo. That's what you said. And I cannot feel guilty because I want Regina to rip that man from that woman and her child.
All right, now.
He did until Emma changed the freaking past.
Now Antonio's got a rant. Antonio rant.
See, I'm like from like the very beginning. I was all for Robin and Regina. I was all for that.
I
And
love
Emma.
the story. Yes,
Emma,
I love the
why?
whole season.
Why?
Why?
She even said, "Leave me here. Go." And then they walked into. She was so happy. They even shared a kiss right before they walked in, and then it was like, "Oh, Marion, you're alive." And your Regina was like,
Mama?
"Just like your mother."
Just like
The little
No,
boy is like,
Regina would have been a stepmom. She would have been an adoptive mom. She would have been happy. And Emma, history repeats itself again. Like,
and like, I was
you did
okay.
not learn from your mama? Like, really? Did
okay.
Snow explain to you why Regina was ticked at her the first time?
I
Yeah.
was okay with it. For a second, I forgot about the little boy. So I was okay. I was like, okay, they just got to fight for him. And then that little boy said, Mama? I was like, see? It's going to make me evil because I don't want the boy to be with his dad and his mom. What kind of show does that? You said they were destined.
No, okay. In Tinkerbell's defense, she couldn't see Emma going and screwing everything up like that because what
True.
happened was not supposed to be possible.
You know the future. You're fair. You got the dust.
No,
There better be 2 tattoos like that out there. He was with
See,
his homeboy.
that's what I'm
They
thinking
got it
too.
together, and he's gonna come this season. That's how
I think probably all of the married men have one. He didn't say anything.
But their chemistry was just
awesome.
it worked.
It worked. I liked it. But we now know that Regina technically killed Marion in the first place. But I think she was going to confess that to Robin. I seem to recall a scene, but she didn't do it.
She didn't know who she was, remember?
I don't think she knew who she was.
I think she had a suspicion, though.
I think now she knows.
Yeah, and it's
Now
gonna
she
come out.
knows.
He's gonna be mad at her because
Yeah, he is. It's going to ruin it completely, and she's going to go back to the
So, like I said, better be another man with the same tattoo on the same arm.
It doesn't matter. She's not going to trust anybody ever again, and it's
She
just
just
ruined.
wants love, guys. She just wants love.
Do you know what it reminds me of? There was an episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes back in time and steps on a bug, and then like everything starts happening. Dinosaurs fall down. Everything starts changing and ruining. That's what Emma is. She went in there and she stepped on a bug and she ruined everything. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what happened.
See, Regina should just take Henry's like, you know what? This is the only happiness that I have. Because you've taken everything else.
And she deserved it. Sorry.
It's gonna destroy everyone in Storybrooke. Let's just get real.
There goes your alliance with Regina again.
For real. I mean, you just ruined getting taught magic unless you go to Rumple at this point. I'm just saying.
Oh, you guys are funny.
She deserves it. I mean...
I did have a glimmer of hope because Regina was like, you better hope you didn't bring anything else. It's like she's going to not maybe focus on Emma. Or, like, but she's not going to focus on destroying Emma maybe because she's going to be worried about what else could she have brought back.
Oh,
so can
okay.
We talk about,
you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I have a list that I'm going to talk about.
I'm going to need to leave shortly here. I'm going to have to leave shortly here in a little bit, so let's kind of,
Wrap it up. Okay.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
I was flailing. I really was. I was freaking out. I don't think it's too soon. I don't think it's too soon.
It's not even deleted off to the DVR.
Yeah.
That
I think it's
scene was on YouTube like 10 minutes after the episode ended. And in news articles.
I think it was too soon. The reason why I think it was too soon is because
I agree.
I just saw this movie like 2 days ago, and she is not a bad person, and they are just going to ruin the story and ruin every little girl, like, sister out there. Like, they really are. They're going to completely destroy it, and I understand why they want to do it, because Frozen made a ton of money, like a ridiculous amount of money. but they are going to upset little children everywhere.
Little children shouldn't be watching the show anyway.
But they're going to, and they want that because Frozen made so much money. They're not going after the adults, or they wouldn't bring Frozen into it. Like,
No,
Frozen made a ton of money because a bunch of kids went to see
and
his movie.
adults. Because think about it, I have no kids, and I own the movie, and I watch it.
My friends took me to see that, and I loved it, and now I hate them because I knew who that was.
I knew who it was, even though I have not seen the movie. I know you're probably gonna be mad at me, but I have not seen the movie. I probably will see the movie now, but I haven't really seen the movie.
It's okay. I hadn't seen it. I watched that. I literally saw it like yesterday or the day before. I can't remember.
And now you have a song stuck in your head.
It's not like you haven't seen Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
He had to go there live. Oh my gosh.
We love you, Matt. We love you, Matt.
Shout out to Raphael, Sabarge, Archie. We did see you for a brief glimpse of you at the end of the season finale, marrying, no less, Rumpel. Yay.
Yay. Yay. Oh, yeah, he was getting married. It's a marriage based on lies, whatever.
At least someone got their happy ending.
Well,
Hook and her was, talking with their tongues, so.
Captain Swan.
Yeah. There was two happy endings, and I was flailing for that. I was all, Emma and Hook, and, and.
Then that bombshell. I was like, sorry, not happy no more. That was a bummer.
Elsa, yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see.
That walk.
That walk. He's so excited.
I was really excited.
I'm glad. I hope they do the story justice.
She might not be bad, and I just want to know if the sister's going to be there, if I'm going to see Olaf.
She was locked away in a vault. You telling me she might not be bad?
Maybe because he said it's dangerous and stuff, but it also could be stuff he don't know. He don't know what it is.
Or I guess
she tried to help Snow White, so therefore she got put in jail and therefore put to death. Yeah, that's going to be.
Oh wait, I was talking about the
Elsa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I want to know why Rumpel's afraid of her.
Because she's powerful. Awesome. Yeah, she's pretty powerful, but I don't know. It's going to be a long wait. Let's put it that way. It's going to be a long summer into fall.
Another thing. I didn't read the article till recently, but Knave of Hearts is going to be in season 4 as a series regular.
Who? The guy Knave. From Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really watch that show.
So we'll see how he gets to play into the whole storyline. Maybe he will understand, or maybe he knows Elsa, because apparently he broke a lot of hearts too. And maybe that whole dynamic will play off in season 4. I don't know. We'll definitely find out.
I wonder if they're going to go back to Wonderland then. If that's
not. Wonderland freaks me out. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. I get freaked out when it's too much. It's like it's all like psychedelic and stuff. I'm like, I can't take it.
What I didn't understand. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I didn't understand is like the trailer kept saying, where are we going next? So like, are they going to Arendelle? Because remember they made it sound like, what land are we going next to in the trailer? Where are they off next? So. Then you see Elsa at the end, so, like, are they going to Arendelle? But, like, Arendelle was not that.
No.
Maybe they're going to multiple places.
Yeah.
You remember...
Narnia.
Stop.
We need to find out how Hook got more beans.
True
that.
He gave away his ship.
I have a feeling he got that from Blackbeard, though. Blackbeard's going to have to play a part somehow, some way in this upcoming season, because he had to have transferred somehow into Storybrooke.
Yeah, because Hook gave him his ship for the beans.
Well, a lot of speculation, guys, but we do have to wrap up, unfortunately. I just want to, real quick, go down the line, and you guys let everybody know where they can reach you. We'll start with Antonio.
You can reach me on Facebook, Antonio Jones, and you can reach me on Twitter at AntonioJ31.
Michelle?
I'm on Twitter at Comic Geek Girly. I'm on Instagram at Comic Book Girly. And yeah.
Tasha?
At WillCat12 on Twitter and as at the Nerd Element on Twitter.
Alright, and guys, you can reach me at Anime23. I'm also at the Nerd Element sometimes, and just FYI, Antonio does a lot of our posts on Facebook, and Michelle over there runs our Twitter, or runs our Instagram. Natasha's on Twitter the most, and I do absolutely nothing. But you can check our website out at www.
Don't go there for
www.thenerdelement. Yeah, www.thenerdelement.com, guys. Check us out when you get a chance. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us on this special episode of TV Talk with Natasha and Kimberly. Natasha, as always, it's been a pleasure. And so, guys, we will see you soon.
Yeah.